This is Badass Billy Gunn, 11-time WWE Tag Team Champion, Intercontinental Champion, Hardcore Champion, and you're listening to IcoPod. You gotta hear this. And if you're not listening to this, I got 2 words for you. Suck it.
Yo, bro.
Hey, cutie. I had to
You're
grab a mozzarella stick,
gross.
a string cheese.
You are disgusting.
What'd you eat for dinner tonight, Bob?
I actually had Domino's.
Really?
I did.
Okay. Kind of threw me off a little bit.
Guilty as charged.
I figured we'd have a frozen pizza.
No. I didn't feel like cooking anything. It's super cold out, and I was like, you know what? I guess I'll just order something, and so I did.
Fuck it.
Yeah. And since we just hung up or whatever, I've been looking up Virgil throughout '94
Yeah.
and to see like what he was up to for the whole year.
Oh God. I can only imagine.
Let's see. What is that? Okay. Yeah. So I was just reading up and see what he was up to. So.
Oh God.
Should be interesting.
I bet. What do you should I change up the outro?
What are we gonna do?
What champions are made of?
So I'll just be like, and this has been IcoPod, and you'll be like, what champions are made of?
Yeah. Or should we keep You Gotta Hear It?
I don't know. What sounds best for you? I don't know.
Should we just keep what we have?
Maybe. I don't care.
I don't know.
You're the one that says it, so I don't know.
I know, but I feel like it's kind of like a staple of the show. Maybe we should keep it. Even though we're moving through the years.
Just keep it.
Yeah.
Even though we can change the logo or whatever.
No, I don't want to change the logo. I like the logo.
So am I keeping You've Got to Hear It thing too then? Or what am I doing?
No. I'm saying we'll use the new logo, but I don't want to put You Gotta Hear It on it. I like how clean it looks now because really the tagline is underneath the logo now.
All right.
So I'll just keep saying it, I guess.
All right.
Right?
I guess you're the one that says it.
I feel like what champions are made of is like longer to say.
What champions are made of? Yeah, it is. You've got to hear it. Yeah.
You know, I feel like You've Got to Hear It is more impactful. You got to hear it.
What champions are made of?
Both are cool, but I don't know. I think I'm just gonna stick with You Gotta Hear It.
Well, just go with whatever your gut tells you.
We'll see what happens. Yeah. It's a struggle. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Who knows?
You're like, fuck it, dude. Don't say anything. I don't give a shit.
Well, I mean, you're the one that says it. I don't know what to tell you.
I know.
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. How am I going to do this?
What?
There's a thing on ESPN tonight that I want to record.
Speaking of recording shit.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you how much Supercross has pissed me off this season.
Why? Is it not doing it?
Well, unless you have cable, dude. Not even. They do it on a delay now.
What am I doing?
So unless you have the NBC Gold package or whatever, you can't watch it live on Saturday night.
Wow.
They only play it on a replay on Sunday.
Really?
Yeah. And like, I'm not watching it on a fucking replay.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like annoying. I haven't watched like the last 3 weeks. Because NBC Sports fucking sucks.
Because, well, what are they on now?
This week will be week 4.
No, but I'm saying like what channel are they on?
NBC Sports.
And originally it was Fox Sports.
Yeah, FS1 was fucking way better. NBC Sports is just greedy as fuck and want you to buy that fucking $80 pass or whatever to watch this shit. And I'm not. I refuse. Not only that, the streaming quality is fucking horrible. I try and stream NBC Sports, dude, and it fucking crashes out all the time. So I'm pissed off about that. I don't even know what's going on. I don't know who the points lead is. It's so annoying.
You should just use my YouTube TV account.
Why? You can't watch it live either.
Yeah, I can.
You watch it live on Saturdays.
I DVR it every week.
Because from what
I'm
like my
pretty sure.
dad who's got cable, even he hasn't been able to watch it live on Saturdays. He's been catching it on Sundays when they replay it. I'm pretty sure the only way to watch it live right now is if you have that fucking gold package or whatever.
AMA Motocross Championship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just recorded 3 days ago. Oakland.
3 days ago. It's Thursday. So that was Monday you recorded?
Well, hang on. Let me look at my schedule. Schedule. What's today? 31.
Thursday, 31st. This Saturday will be the 2nd.
Well, so I'm confused.
So technically the race is on the 2nd. Your thing's probably set up to record for like the 3rd.
No, but that makes no sense because every time that it's on, it's been Saturday night that it records it. So I don't understand why it's not that anymore.
Did you watch the Triple Crown race?
No, I don't think so. So for instance, January 5th,
yeah,
which is Anaheim, that was a Saturday. It recorded that day.
That was the first one where you could watch it live for free. I watched it live.
Okay, because then the next one it says it's January 27th, and that was Sunday at 3 p.m. in Oakland.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's NBC Sports is fucking the sport up. Because
how many races have there been?
I think this Saturday will be the 4th.
What was the first one? Salt Lake?
No. First one was Anaheim 1. Then I think it was Salt Lake. Then it was the Triple Crown. Or no. Was the Triple Crown Salt Lake?
Because the only ones that I have. Oh, fucking A. What the fuck? Come on. Oh, now it's giving me different. Okay, hang on a minute. Let me see here. No. So, like, oh my God. If I click this button one more time, I'm going to fucking lose my shit. All right. So, a month ago, Salt Lake City. That was the first one. That was on FS2.
Oh.
And then the next one was Anaheim, which was 3 weeks ago. That was on Fox.
FS2 must have been either like a replay or something. Because it's 2019 season, it's NBC Sports.
Okay, I only have 2. Anaheim and Oakland.
Yeah, Oakland was the last one they just did. Then before that, it was the Triple Crown.
That's so weird that it's on Sunday. I could have sworn that it was.
No, because Sunday's a tape delay. So it's not even live.
All right, so today's Thursday. That's Friday. So the next one would be the 2nd.
Should be. Yeah.
Yeah. So mine comes up right here. Monster Energy Supercross San Diego. NBC SN Saturday, February 2nd, 10 p.m. to February 3rd, 1 a.m. It's upcoming. It's scheduled to record.
Let me check my app too quick for the hell of it. Because I don't know. The first race I was allowed to watch for free live. No tape delay. The last 3 I haven't been able to watch. Either that's not even on the app or it's on tape delay. You got to watch it on Sunday. And I'm like, fuck that. I have no interest. I'm not going to do that. So I don't know. Let me see what's coming up for me. Oh, so see, it's showing for me, San Diego. I will be able to watch it at 10 p.m. on Saturday night.
Yes, I don't know. I don't know what happened that other time then.
Unless they're just saving the Triple Crowns for the gold package and you can't watch those. But no, even Salt Lake I couldn't watch. It was on tape delay. They never put it on the app till the following Sunday.
I don't know.
Well, hopefully I can watch it this Saturday. That'd be cool. You should try and catch up.
Hey, dude, they're like 4 hours long. I didn't realize they're that long.
You gotta skip through.
I don't want to though. I like to watch. I'm a completist. Like I can't skip around.
I know, but I'm telling you, there's stuff that you don't need to even sit through.
Well, I had to watch Tomac to make sure he got it in, and he did.
Well, one of the ones recently, he was in the last chance qualifier.
That's the one I'm talking about. I had to watch that.
Yeah,
because his thing stalled out at the thing. And he stalled out, and he almost still got in. He was like in 10th instead of 9th or whatever.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Yeah. Oh, well. I don't know. All right, let's get this show on the Rizzoed.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Yep.
And we're back with episode 54 of Ico Pod. I'm Bob Collins Jr. And with me, as always, is Austin Skinner. Austin, how you doing?
It is 1994. Not born yet, but I will be this year, buddy. Here we fucking go.
I'm like turning 5, baby. Let's go.
I'm pumped. I am ready for this year. This has been a long time coming. We're over the hump. We're into the new year, new IcoPod. Technically, with 54 episodes in, you could watch, or I should say listen to, one episode every week for a year and still not hear them all. So
that's true.
Suck it.
And you can include the bonus episodes on that, which is 7 of them.
Yeah.
So we're at, 61?
Yeah.
So
crazy. And you know what? The even more crazy part is that the people listening to this still haven't shared it with their friends and family. So do us a favor. Jump on the Twitter machine. Jump on the Facebook gimmick. Share our stuff around. Spread it around with your wrestling pages, your wrestling groups, your wrestling forums. Let them know that we're talking about the stuff nobody's talking about. Early 90s WWF.
Yeah, and let's say maybe you're embarrassed that you like this podcast and you think we suck. Well, then this is what you do. You still share it, but you share it to the people where if you were to lose their friendship, it doesn't hurt your feelings that much.
Right.
Maybe you send it to the family members that when you go and see them on Thanksgiving or Christmas, you try to avoid them. Send it to those people because you know what? We'll take anybody.
Yeah, send it to the Damien Dementos of your family and friends.
Absolutely.
That's what you do. And while you're at it on iTunes, please leave us a fucking review because there's nothing that drives me insane more, strictly for my OCD, to see that we have 0.0 stars as a rating. So to complete our profile here, we need a rating, folks. So of course, I'd say leave us 7 stars, but you can't. So we'll settle for 5.
Right. So Michael Vincent, get your fucking iTunes out. I'll wait. Go ahead. All right, you got it open? Okay. You scroll down a little bit, you go 5 stars. Hey, Mike Campbell. Yeah. I'm thinking about making you a segment here on IcoPod with like Mike Campbell reporting or whatever. You want that to happen? All right, scroll down on your iTunes page. Fucking rating. Okay. Hey, Mick Price. All right. What are you waiting for? You do it. Hey, that Nick guy that messages me too. What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
Hey, Johnny B from England.
Johnny B. Smith.
Yeah. So ideally, you wouldn't be doing this while you're driving to work because that's when you usually listen to us. So maybe in the parking lot of your work, open up your phone, go to the iTunes page, boom, do it. So I just named off about 5 people. So in the next, let's say month, because we're ahead of we tape a little bit ahead. In the next month, if there's no reviews, star ratings of a 5-star on our iTunes page, I will block your guys' IP addresses from listening to our show. I have a friend who is involved in hacking, and we'll send you some ridiculous like email or something, and you'll definitely click on it because it's clickbait, and then we'll get all your information. We'll steal your credit cards. We'll do everything. We'll hack your IP. You can't find nothing. All right. So don't fuck with us.
Yeah. If you don't want your fucking virus to spread throughout the motherboard of your computer, you will go leave us reviews, because let me tell you, every time I'm on iTunes, I click that 5-star review, and guess what? They know it's me. So they're not fucking recording it. Because I do it every fucking time. I hit 5 stars and then I delete the episode. So guess what? It's your guys' turn now. I'm sick of putting in all the fucking work around here. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Help us out, okay?
It's 94.
Yeah. The Lex Express. It has to keep going with your guys' support.
Make that your New Year's resolution.
Yes, please. If I have to PayPal you guys $5 each to leave us a 5-star review, that's right. I'm going $1 per star.
And
I
then,
will do it.
Well, and then we can pool all the money and hire Tatanka to do our opening.
Oh my God. Yes. Come on. What are we waiting for?
So
we will make every single episode premium, and you will have to pay us $40 for every episode if you want to fucking listen to our shit. I swear to God, I'll do it.
It's awesome because Podbean, they let that be a thing. So if we wanted to premium lock episodes, we could. Like, imagine if we had an interview up here with fucking The Undertaker, and in order to listen to it, it was $350 for a half-hour episode. And it's a phone interview. Like, we're not even in person.
No, we should recreate the Hacksaw Jim Duggan one.
Oh,
From May, when he was using his 2x4.
Yeah, to call in.
It was all choppy.
Yep. Well, your internet would crash, so that is.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Without fail.
So,
well, without fail, we have maintained our interest in doing this as we march on to 1994. We're both super excited about it. We're probably higher expectations than 1993. So what the hell are we waiting for? Are you ready, Austin?
Nah.
Are you fucking kidding me? After all that build up, this son of a bitch. Nah, well.
Let's fucking do it, man. Let's get into it. I'm ready. We waited long enough.
All right. Well, here we go. Observer notes. Sparky Plug, who we know is Bob Holly. Well, he's had some vignettes here, and Meltzer gives a little bit of a rundown who he is. He's been compared to being Bobby Eaton of the 80s. So Bob Holly is similar to Bobby Eaton of the 80s. And Jim Cornette wanted to give him a push in Smoky Mountain Wrestling, which I've mentioned before, but Holly wasn't willing to quit his job to do so. So apparently WWF is giving him more money. And I was listening to a podcast, Bruce Pritchard's podcast the other day, and apparently when you would work TVs, you were guaranteed $25. That was it.
Yeah.
So Bob Holly turned down Jim Cornette in Smoky Mountain Wrestling, and Cornette paid pretty well to take a job where if he was working TVs, at the minimum, the guarantee was $25, and it was for like 10 shots. Like that was it. So your base guarantee is $250.
Who did they compare him to again?
Beautiful Bobby Eaton.
So it's been a good 1994, folks. Wrap it up there.
Bobby Eaton's not bad.
We don't need another one of him.
Yeah, Bobby, first of all, Bobby Eaton is regarded as being one of the nicest guys, if not the nicest guy, in professional wrestling.
He looks like a potato.
I'm in search for a new co-host. If you want to send your resumes, you can.
Sparky plug.
He does come across like the guy, like the guy just working on his car in the garage.
Yeah,
like all the time.
Yeah, he comes off as like your racist uncle that you only see on Thanksgiving, who lives in like South Carolina. Yeah. That's who Thurman Plug is. You know he's got the rebel flag hanging on his porch. You know he does.
That's why he would have fit so well in Smoky Mountain. But
oh, there you go.
House show business for the holiday season did average to slightly above average numbers. Business is turning around, baby. I'm telling you, it's because of those Yokozuna Christmas commercials.
Dude, don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm telling you.
Nope, don't do it.
Well, if you've noticed, the Raw ratings have gone up too since that commercial because the December 27th Raw got a 2.9.
I'm actually pretty surprised about that too.
Well, Johnny Polo. He's a moneymaker.
He's popping the ratings, that's for sure.
You can't beat that. We got two house shows to discuss here. The first one was in Scranton, PA. Both these shows, by the way, took place on January 2nd. This show drew about 2,000 people, and it featured the Men on a Mission taking on the Blue and Red Knight, Jeff Jarrett taking on Marty Jannetty, Bam Bam Bigelow met Doink the Clown. The Undertaker squared off against Adam Bomb in a casket match. Bob Backlund was in singles action against Iron Mike Sharp. In the main event, saw Bret Hart battling IRS.
Sounds pretty brutal to me, Bob.
It does. That's clearly the B loop.
Yeah, I ain't making Scranton that show.
Yeah, we'll scrap Scranton from our loop there, brother. We ain't going.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in London, Ontario, at the London Gardens, the card was 1-2-3 Kid taking on Bastion Booger. WWF Tag Team Champions, the Quebecers, defending against the Smoking Guns. WWF Intercontinental Champion Razor Ramon defending against Shawn Michaels. Randy Savage squaring off against Crush. Lex Luger defending our country, taking on Ludwig Borga in a flag match. And the main event saw WWF World Champion Yokozuna defending against Tatanka.
Not horrible. Still not super strong, though. I think last week's house show stuff was way better still.
Oh, super strong.
Yeah.
That probably had to be because of the holiday season, I feel like.
That's what I'm thinking. Do we know the attendance for this second show?
No, it is not documented.
Okay. I probably still would have gone just to see like Savage, Ramon, Michaels. I probably still would have gone to that second show, but I would have not gotten nearly as good a seats as I would have last week.
Yeah, I would be going to the Ontario show.
Yeah. Yep.
But like the last week's one, I'm like front row probably.
I'm trying. I bet you tickets are sold out. I'm trying to get front row.
Yeah. It was a pretty strong show.
So
well, let's head into some syndication. It's only one note here, and it's actually a match that we will cover here. We watched it and check that out.
Yep.
On the January 1st edition of the Superstars, so that's the first show of 94, Lex Luger competed in singles action against one half of the Quebecer Jacques. Okay. Now, shouldn't this match be between Luger and Pierre, since Luger knocked Pierre out prior to Survivor Series?
Yeah, you'd think, because, that would make some kind of fucking sense.
Yeah.
But they don't do that.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. As I was watching it, I was hoping that Pierre would come out. Jacques says that he wants to settle something once and for all, noting that Luger has a steel plate in his arm.
Yep.
He mentions the incident prior to Survivor Series where Pierre was taken out. Jacques says that they have filed a formal complaint and he will not be wrestling Luger until he sees that metal plate has been removed from his arm. So Polo and Jacques attempt to leave. They're pretty proud of themselves. We're going to get out of here. But they are sent back to the ring and that the match is going to be happening. I believe there's like a commercial then, right? Or something.
Yeah, we get a commercial break here. And I just really want to note that Vince and Stan Lane are kind of standing by on commentary. And then they throw it to Gorilla and JR, who are definitely green screened in to make it look like they're sitting kind of off to the side of the entrance. So I thought that was really interesting, especially seeing Stan Lane side by side with Vince McMahon. But yeah, I wanted to make note of that we get one, we start with one commentary team and then we throw it to JR and Gorilla, who I assume is doing maybe post announcing.
Yeah, that was it's funny you mentioned that because that threw me for a loop. Because I feel like they usually do challenge.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Soon and Raw. I'm pretty sure.
Right.
I think it was always done Superstars.
Yeah.
So
well, hasn't Lawler been on Superstars lately?
Lawler's not in the company right now.
Well, like recently. Like he does the commentary with Vince for Superstars.
Right, but now it's like Stan Lane or whatever.
See, I didn't know. I had no idea Stan Lane was even in the company.
Yeah,
This is the first time hearing of him.
Yeah, I thought I mentioned him in the Observer Notes before, but yeah, he joined as a member of commentary because Lawler allegedly slept with a minor.
See, yes, we went over that. I must have missed the Stan Lane thing because when I saw him and he was announced,
I might not have mentioned it. It might not have been in there, but yeah, that's the reason.
Yeah, I thought that was weird. But the green screened in thing and like the Gorilla and JR, I don't know, like you said, it kind of threw me off too.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into the match here. They got some decent time.
Yeah, they did.
Jacques attacks Luger before the bell with several stomps as the fans chant for USA. He nails Luger with a clothesline out of the corner. Luger fights back but misses a running strike and goes over the top to the floor. Polo attacks Luger on the floor while the referee is distracted by Jacques. Luger fires back on Jacques with right hands, which are easily the worst right hands in the company, and rams him face first into the corner several times. Luger is pumped up as Jacques begs off in the corner and is met with more right hands. Jacques stops Luger with an atomic drop. Luger then sends Jacques into the referee in the corner. Polo trips Luger running the ropes, and then Polo roots on for Jacques. They collide on a shoulder block, and it proceeds to keep them both on the mat for a substantial amount of time.
Yeah.
Like it should never keep you down that long.
Yeah.
This brings out Pierre. He runs down to the ring and he tries to help out his partner. Pierre delivers a leg drop and then goes for the cover. The referee's making the cover, but Pierre's like hiding his face, his head, so that the referee can't tell that it's not Jacques. Luger obviously kicks out and he clotheslines Pierre, followed by more right hands. He then backdrops Pierre and signals for the forearm. He nails Pierre with the running forearm for the win. Well, Jacques enters and he's like, "Whoa, ref. No. It wasn't even me. It was Pierre." Like, he's legitimately telling on himself. Mm-hmm. So the referee is like kind of weary-eyed and he's like, "Well, all right, well, I guess this match has got to go on." So Luger proceeds to take him out real quick with a forearm, and he wins the match again. Johnny Polo enters the ring, arguing with the referee. Luger grabs him, and, well, Luger just destroys him with a forearm as well. So Luger essentially takes out the entire tag team champions, the champions and the manager. This goes about almost like 9 or 10 minutes or so. I thought it was pretty boring. And I did not like that Luger really had no problem taking out the Quebecers.
Well, it's funny that you say that because I was thinking back to pretty recently where Luger was getting destroyed by an enhancement guy. And here in this match, he beats both the tag champs and their manager. No problem. It's just weird. really weird. It wasn't a bad match. It was better than I expected it was going to be, but it was pretty dull. Like you really, if you missed this one, you missed it, and you didn't miss much. I did like that how nuts the crowd went. Like they really reacted, especially when Polo got the forearm. They went nuts.
That should be an indicator for Polo and how much people probably fucking hate him.
Yeah, they went nuts. And really, as far as the finish, like it was what it was. I thought the little Bella Magic, Twin Magic bullshit was stupid. Like
See, they don't even look alike.
Exactly. Like who believes that? Like nobody.
You could do that with the head shrinkers, because as a kid,
yes,
as a kid, like I couldn't tell you.
Right.
It didn't. I mean, obviously, as you get older, you know who's who. But
right,
as a kid, like I couldn't tell you who the fuck 5'2" or Samu was.
Especially if they were laying down and pinning a guy, like you don't fucking know.
Yeah, there's just no way.
So,
just like how I couldn't tell you who was Mabel or who was Mo.
Well, I don't know about that.
One guy's 450.
He's 280.
6'6".
Yeah. So I'm just gonna let that one lay where that lays there, Bob. But the best part of this whole thing.
I almost just fell out of my chair. Jesus Christ. Oh, okay.
That would have been the best part of this whole thing.
That would have been bad.
But no, the best part of this whole kind of segment here from Superstars is Lex grabs a small American flag from the crowd because he couldn't find like a bigger one. He's like, oh, I'll just take this. And then we cut to the crowd, and then we cut back, and somebody had to be in production, handed him a bigger flag.
Oh, sure.
So on the corner, he's waving the little flag and the big flag. Like, fuck, don't use that one. Use this big one. We held off to the side for you. But I thought that was hilarious that Luger didn't know or didn't see it at first and was just like, give me that one. And even the fans were like, what? And he's like, yeah, pass it up.
You couldn't find the...
Yeah, like the little flag.
You couldn't find this staged, like, huge flag to the side for him. It says Luger on it, and he's like, no, it's not for me.
No, it's not me. Could be another guy. So yeah, and then they cut back and he's got the bigger flag in his hand too. But I don't know. I guess I wasn't super disappointed, but if you hadn't have sent that to me, wouldn't have missed much.
No, you wouldn't. But again, I like to do syndicated matches, especially if there's key names, big names, as it pertains to like Superstars and Wrestling Challenge. I know throughout '93, like there was a few on All American Wrestling, but that's like this D level show. I mean, I'm not gonna go that deep.
Yeah.
Into searching for this stuff. Like even like WWF Mania, they would have some decent like on paper matches.
Yeah.
But I'm just keeping it to Raw, Superstars, and Wrestling Challenge. I don't think, and later on Action Zone when that becomes a thing. But
okay.
Yeah.
Well, coming off of this one, Bob, really the only thing I had kind of as an afterthought is we get it. You want us to like Lex Luger.
They're just forcing it.
That's what it felt like. Like, please like Lex Luger. He can beat both tag champs in one night. And their manager.
Yep. I don't.
It's like, okay, we get it. We get it.
The funny thing is, though, is that if Bret Hart were to have done this, people would have gone apeshit. They would have loved it.
Oh, I know. Yeah. No, for sure.
Even you and I would have been like, well, he's the underdog. He did really great with it.
We'd be like, holy shit, that was awesome.
Yeah, but that's because he's had like a natural progression of liking.
Right.
When Luger was just like, oh, I only care about myself, then out of nowhere, he's like, I love America. What the fuck? Okay. Well.
Yeah. And like I said, a couple weeks back, I don't remember who it was, but Luger was having a tough time beating up an enhancement guy. Like he was
Barry Horowitz.
Was it Barry Horowitz?
Yeah.
Well, I know Barry Horowitz just did that last week with
It was Luger.
No, not last week, was it?
I think so. Or 2 weeks ago? Was that no? Because he beat him with a superplex, didn't he?
Holy shit! Yeah, is that?
It is. Yeah, we just talked about.
God, yes, last week. Yeah, so he's struggling. It's like,
yeah,
if he can't beat Horowitz a week ago, how the fuck is he beating both tag champs? How the fuck did I confuse? Well, I feel like Luger's done that a couple times where he's struggled with the enhancement guy.
Oh, he might have, but yeah, the most recent one was last week.
Last week,
Horowitz.
yeah, with Horowitz. But yeah, it's just story wise and context wise, it doesn't make sense. As a one-off, okay.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get into the first Raw of 1994. It is January 3rd, 1994. We are taped from Poughkeepsie, New York.
DX comes down to the ring.
Oh my God, it's Kane. Okay. This man comes strutting out,
Yeah.
If we make it 6 years, that's exactly how the show will start off every single episode.
Literally.
Here comes the corporation. Oh, here comes the corporation again. All right. Paul Bearer is with The Undertaker, putting the casket for Yokozuna together and talking about the future of the WWF World Champion Yokozuna. Bearer says that 1994 is the year of the casket. And then Taker speaks and says that he has made a New Year resolution. And that New Year's resolution is that Yokozuna will rest in peace.
I think whoever's like producing these vignettes is like, how can we be even more corny this week?
I
have an idea. Let's put Undertaker and Paul Bearer in some German dungeon porn on the set of on the set of German dungeon porn. Let's have Undertaker like blacksmithing something in the background. It's just like, what the fuck is he working on? What is that for? Is he making a sword? Now he's making a sword. I don't connect. A lot of this stuff is some of the reason why I don't like The Undertaker. I don't connect with the character. It's too much of a stretch for me. I get it, wrestling's entertainment, and I get it, like none of the characters are real anyway, but don't insult my intelligence to the point where we're getting ho, ho, ho.
Yeah,
I have a New Year's resolution, Yokozuna. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Come on.
Yeah.
Just stop. Can't do it.
Well, I've said that I can appreciate Undertaker starting like 96. Late 95, 96 is when I can really start to get into him. So I'm kind of on the same level with you right now where it's just
I'm over it.
The promo work is just like, just don't.
No, like it's not there. Paul Bearer isn't really delivering either. Like he's not helping the situation. If it were up to me, I wouldn't even show The Undertaker other than him being in the arena. Like he wouldn't get vignettes.
Yeah.
Doing this.
Well, the thing is too, is when Undertaker arrives, which was 90, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Survivor Series 90. He came across as scary.
Because you don't know who or what he is.
Right. And I like that. And now
the mystique of it.
Yeah, the mystique of it's gone. It's just you're kind of making him too much of a human.
I was just gonna say it. He's too humanized. Even though he's banging fucking metal in some blacksmith shop with smoke surrounding him. Ho ho ho. Come on, man. Come on. New Year's resolutions. The Undertaker should not be talking and making jokes about the New Year's resolutions of the world. Again, I would have him, if he's not on camera in the arena, he ain't on camera. The whole mystique around that character is he's imposing, he's otherworldly, and he's mysterious. Like, that's the whole thing. The hair down in his face, all of his skin covered. It's just like, as soon as he's banging shit in the fucking barn with Paul Bearer and talking about Santa Claus, it's like, I'm not scared of you. You come off to me as a joke.
Yeah, I can't agree anymore with you. So your frustration with the Undertaker is pretty prevalent. I've been a defender of Yokozuna while maybe you've been kind of getting off the rails. I might be joining you with the Yokozuna disliking after what happens here.
Oh my God.
Footage of Jim Cornette talking about signing a contract for Yokozuna and saying that there was some fine print in the contract where it was made a casket match. Cornette assures us that he read the contract and suggested the casket stipulation was added later on by Paul Bearer. He says that Yokozuna was not afraid at Survivor Series, and he still is not afraid. Stan Lane mentions the word casket, and you see that Yokozuna's eyes widen and he gets spooked, though Cornette tells Lane to not say that word. Of course, people in the audience start saying casket. Stan Lane is like, what do you mean? I can't say the word casket. And Cornette's like, no, don't do that. And he's like, why? Is Yokozuna afraid of the word casket? I kind of liked Stan Lane doing that, by the way. But anyway, Cornette says that Yoko has a phobia, which many people have. Trying to be like dismissive of it. So here's my problem with all this. Is you give a guy like Yokozuna a fear. I don't like that. Making him look like he's worried when he should not be worried. It's similar to like 89, I think it was, when Andre the Giant feuded with Jake Roberts and he was afraid of a snake. Right. I mean, Andre's 7 foot whatever, and he's afraid of a fucking snake that he could probably just step on and kill it. Like, no problem. Yokozuna's afraid of a casket. A casket.
Well, it's
all word casket.
It's all surrounded by the thought of, oh, the elephant's afraid of the mouse type of thing. Like, that's where it all stems from.
Well, yeah.
But my biggest, well, two biggest problems. Number one, hasn't Cornette overlooked the fine print fucking twice now?
What was the first one?
Some sort of stipulation with Luger, wasn't it?
Well, no, he made sure to put in the fine print that he couldn't. Yeah, he put it in the fine print that he can't get another title shot.
Oh, okay.
Because he was like, oh, well, Luger, you didn't read it.
Well,
so it benefited him once, and now it's backfired on him once.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, if he's so astute, I guess, of the fine print the first time around.
Right.
How the fuck did he miss it the second time around? But that's a minor thing. My biggest fucking problem with this, biggest problem, is maybe not the phobia part or Yokozuna being hesitant about being put in a casket. It's the way Yokozuna's selling it.
Oh, I hated it.
That was fucking horrible. Yeah. It looked like if you would have told like a 6-year-old kid there's a spider on him. He's like, what, where? It was Yokozuna's a comedy character.
This is the first time where I got that vibe.
Think of all the times he's like slipped on a banana peel and like done the whoa and like tumbled over. Right. The fucking Santa Claus thing. This fucking over comedic like delivery of facial expressions. Just they've made him look like such a fool. And now it's not like, oh, he has a fear of being buried alive. No, he's scared of the casket, the wood. So does he not go to like funerals and just like what the fuck? What do you mean he's scared of the casket? No, he should be scared of being buried 6 feet under, like anybody could be.
Yeah.
I just, dude, the facials though, and the way Yoko was selling it. Oh, it made me so mad.
Yep, it made me do an eye roll.
Like, really? Come on.
Yeah, I was not a fan of it.
Come on.
Go to the Raw opening video. So all this has happened before we even get a Raw opening video package. Then we go to the arena where Vince McMahon and Johnny Polo are on commentary and they run down the show. They promote the tag match between the Smoking Guns taking on Bam Bam Bigelow and Bastion Booger. And then they mentioned, like, I think Ramon's in action too, and Polo thinks that Ramon is an imposter compared to Michaels, who he believes to be the real Intercontinental Champion.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I got to tell you, compared to last week, like, we got a gem in Jock on commentary. I am not definitely not looking forward to Polo on commentary because what Jacques didn't do that I expected him to do is get himself over the whole time. I'm almost willing to guarantee myself at this point that that's exactly what Johnny Polo is going to do all fucking night.
Well, before I get into the first match here, because in this first match, I have a comment to say about Polo. I want to note that when Bobby Heenan left, that Polo was somebody that I suggested maybe should take that spot. I want to take the time before we get into this. I apologize for suggesting that, and I will never make that mistake again.
Yeah, for real. And real quick here, as Yoko's music started to play, Vince called Yoko a load as he made his way to the ring. And then he quickly corrected himself, like, get a load of Yokozuna.
Yeah.
But at first he called Yoko a load. And I don't know if that was a mistake. Because really, they've booked him like a load the past couple of months.
Yeah,
so
for sure. Well, that goes to our first match. It's WWF World Champion Yokozuna likely murdering Dan Dubiel. As expected, Yoko controls the match from the beginning. He whips Dubiel to the mat with a scoop slam. He follows up with a leg drop and hits a belly-to-belly suplex. He then proceeds to murder Dubiel with a bonsai drop. And you can hear Dubiel go, "Oh!" An audible, "Oh, God."
Dude.
His head bounced off the fucking mat.
It
Number
was
one.
the worst one we've seen so far. Yokozuna dropped his entire body weight on this guy's trachea.
Yeah.
Right to the fucking throat. And I'm telling you, I watched the guy's face panic because he was like, holy shit, I'm going to die here tonight. He immediately begs the ref to get Yoko off him. So Yoko's like celebrating or whatever. He's like proud that he just did that. The ref's like, no, dude, get off of him. So Yoko gets up pretty quick. And it was looking like the guy was in serious danger. Like not selling. I almost just died.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, that was my throat.
Yeah. He audibly was, you could hear him, but, "Oh, God," or something like that.
There was no brace to the impact. It was full.
Because usually Yoko will put his feet down.
Dude, or brace it, or the guy will like put his chest out to like brace the blow.
Yeah, none of that.
It was full fucking body weight on this guy's throat. If you haven't seen it, please go find this. Go on the network. Go watch this. Fast forward through the match. It's only a couple minutes. Go to this finish, and you will not be disappointed because the guy almost dies.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Rest in peace, Dan Dubiel.
Yeah.
So in my notes here at this point, I have it noted that Polo was rather annoying on commentary. So that took all of about 4 minutes of the show.
Yeah.
Before I realized he's not that great.
No, right.
At least on Raw.
I only had one line from Polo here, and he says that Jack Tunney needs to stay off that Prozac.
Yeah.
Which I thought was decent, but really it's a lot of like pop culture references too, which I noticed Polo likes to try and mix in, which is just, you know, a poor excuse for, I don't know, trying to get over, I guess.
Yeah. Coming out of that match, we get footage from Superstars, and I'm not going to go through it because we literally just talked about it. It's highlighting Luger's match with Jacques and, you know, all that nonsense. So. We already talked about it. Vince McMahon, though, he interviewed Luger in an empty arena, and the first thing we see is this: I zoom in on Luger's pec, and he's just flexing it like that's normal, making a dance, a little titty dance. Totally cool. That's fine. McMahon asks if the momentum Luger currently has would hit a wall if Luger isn't allowed to compete in the 1994 Royal Rumble. And Vince says that Jack Tunney will make his decision this coming weekend on Superstars and Wrestling Challenge. Luger thanks everyone for voting for him, and he just wants the chance to compete in the Rumble. He thinks that Yoko was arrogant to even think that he would still be champion come WrestleMania 10. So Luger's trying to say, like, I know I don't have a title shot as long as Yoko's champion, but it's kind of funny that Yoko would even think he would still have it to begin with. So I could still be champion. Who knows? The idea of him not being in the Rumble hasn't crossed his mind. He's remaining positive and will handle it however way he can. If Luger is allowed, he will be fired up and ready to compete. So a couple of different things here that show storyline flaws. And Luger mentions it here. Luger is being prevented from being in the Rumble because we are assuming Yokozuna would be champion come WrestleMania 10. So you're already telling your fans that the idea here is that Yokozuna would be champion.
Exactly. Yep.
So what you should be doing is allowing Luger in the Royal Rumble. And then if Yokozuna happens to be champion at WrestleMania 10, well, then Luger can't get a title shot.
Right. Cross that.
Rendering it pointless that he even won. So that's a major thing. And then what was another one here? Well, he was trying to say like, oh, I haven't even thought about it, that I couldn't be in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Get the fuck out of here. Like, yeah, of course, number one, Lex Luger has got to be the dumbest wrestler ever, because he loses at SummerSlam. Or no, he wins at SummerSlam by countout. Huge celebration as if he won the fucking world title, which, well, he didn't. And then it's like, and before the show, he was like, well, I'm not going to need a rematch clause because I'm going to beat you for the belt. And then he doesn't. And then he's like campaigning to get another opportunity when he told you he's not going to need another opportunity to do so. And now he's not allowed the opportunity. So now he's saying, I haven't even thought about not being in it.
Well, he just comes off as a hypocrite, right? Because
yeah.
He talks about Yoko being so arrogant that he thinks he's going to be champion of WrestleMania. And then Vince is like, well, what if you're not in the Rumble? He's like, oh, I haven't even thought about it. Like, that's pretty fucking arrogant of you.
I think you're going to be in it.
Yeah, because the fans might not vote you in, you bastard. And Jack might be like, fuck you, Lex Luger, you ain't going in. So you sound pretty arrogant as well as pretty hypocritical there, American Original.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Lex Luger is a walking contradiction.
100%.
His looks contradict his ability in the ring. And the words he says contradict the words he says minutes before they come out.
He's the type of guy that would do a photo shoot where it's like, oh, you can look like this, all natural. And as he's posing, there's like a needle dangling from his arm. It's
just off camera, though, so you can't see it.
Right. Yeah. He's like, oh, you're fine. Like, oh, there's like a needle in his ass, but you can't see it because it's behind him.
Or it's like a promo, right, where he's saying, oh, stay off drugs. And then he doesn't realize that the camera's still filming, and he's like yelling to his dealer guy. Hey, you got my stash this week? Stay off drugs, kids. Hey, you bring that over here.
Stay off the drugs so there's more for me. I'm Lex Luger.
Yeah, like, are you fucking shitting me?
Yeah. He's failing horribly at being this era Hulk Hogan.
And it sucks because he was kind of set up for failure.
Yeah.
Like, come on. No, first of all, nobody's going to fill those shoes, especially after we just saw Hogan less than a year ago.
Right.
He's pretty fresh in everybody's mind still.
Well, Hulk Hogan got killed off at King of the Ring, and then 3 weeks later, Lex Luger takes over his role.
Right.
And they did the Intrepid on the 4th. He was the narcissist the day before.
Yeah. So he's set up for failure, and I don't fault him for that. But at the same time, there's certain steps you can take as a talent to try and right the course. And Lexer's taking all the wrong steps.
Yeah.
If anything, he's nosediving the plane even more.
Yeah, he's not helping his case.
No.
we get another vignette promoting Sparky Plug. He's coming. Now, I remember, I don't think we talked about fully about my idea that I had in my fantasy booking for Sparky Plug. I don't think we actually completed the story.
We hinted, we did not go over.
Yeah. So my great idea for my fantasy rebooking, which I've dedicated like 3 years into the storytelling of it all. Anyway, Sparky Plug got in a car wreck in a race car competition or a race. I don't know how you would phrase it. And it turned out after weeks of like surveillance video and all these things that somebody had cut his brakes, and they zoomed in on who in the pit crew, similar to like what they did in like 02 with Shawn Michaels and Triple H. Like they zoomed in, it's like, oh, it's fucking Triple H. Well, this one, it was Doink the Clown, the ultimate prankster. He cut his brakes,
nearly killed him.
Nearly killed him. And I had the big blow off, I think, at like SummerSlam 94 or something like that. And I had Bob Holly lose.
Oh, guy fucking almost dies and then jobs out. Holy shit.
I couldn't help myself. I was like, I was like, technically Bob Holly should go over. But
in wrestling, will somebody almost commit like murder, and then the only solution is to have a wrestling match for the victim to come out as the loser?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I was aware that I didn't do it like traditionally, but you know, I like heel Doink, and I went with it. I mean, I've been pushing Doink ever since. So Bob Holly's like an enhancement guy for me now, so it's okay.
It's pretty funny.
He might as well be dead.
Well,
in my fantasy booking.
Well, maybe in real life too, because
I like Bob Holly.
Well, let me tell you. So this vignette, cars are speeding by. You see Bob getting strapped in. He puts his little red helmet on, hits the ignition, and he goes, "Old Sparky Plug's on his way to the WWF," and that's it. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, wasn't the first one? There was a lot more
Talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one is just. It's almost like a transition vignette. Like we're transitioning from one match to the other. Here's a vignette for you.
Yeah, I really hope we don't get eight of these like we did with Jeff Jarrett.
Oh God, no! Please, they've already redone the material.
Yeah,
already stale.
Yeah. So after the vignette, there we get an Ico Pro ad with Tatanka. He's working out. No words are said. We go to our second match of the evening. It's the feature match. It's the Smoking Guns taking on Bam Bam Bigelow and Bastion Booger. Billy and Bigelow start the match with Bigelow dropping Billy with a shoulder block a few times, but Billy drop kicks Bigelow through the ropes to the floor. Bigelow scoop slams Billy, but then misses a falling headbutt, allowing Bart to get tagged in, and he hits a double axe handle. Bart runs the ropes, but is met with an elbow before Booger gets tagged in. Booger turns Bart inside out with a clothesline, though Booger barely moved his arm to deliver the move.
Yeah.
So that would be called a oversell by Mr. Bart there. We get a commercial break. Billy bulldogs Booger after Bart tried a sunset flip. Booger is shoulder blocked by the Guns. Bastion dumps Bart through the ropes where Bigelow strikes Bart, sending Bart into the ring post. Polo says that Booger doesn't want to work out because, among other things, he wouldn't have enough energy for sex. And that just threw me for a loop. I don't know why the hell we'd be saying that on 1994 commentary, let alone about Bastion Booger. I mean, the visual alone of Bastion Booger having sex with anyone, male or female, or an animal, is just very alarming.
He's got to get the little turtle out of the shell.
Oh my God, I'm just picturing it just poking out now. God damn it. Oh my God, that is disgusting.
Holy fuck.
Because you know he probably has a little wiener and it's just like whoop, whoop, whoop,
oh God. It's like the little cocktail wieners you can buy.
Oh my God. God damn it. Right, well, how are we going to survive through this? Bigelow keeps control on Bart with a falling headbutt. Bart tries to fight back, but is sent into the corner. Booger leg drops Bart and nearly wins the match. Bastion misses a splash in the corner and tags in Bigelow. Billy gets the hot tag and he cleans house. Billy then drop kicks Bigelow, and he's all fired up. Bam Bam is met with a double elbow strike and a backdrop by the Guns. On the floor, Booger is getting rubbed by Luna. Like she's rubbing his shoulders, trying to get him motivated to get back in there. Well, Booger thinks that there's a connection between them now. Meanwhile, in the ring, Billy comes off the ropes to hit a sunset flip for a 2 count. On the floor, Booger kisses Luna and then hugs her. Billy plants Bigelow with a DDT, but then misses a missile dropkick. Back to the floor, Booger is hugging Luna against the apron. She is not consenting to this, by the way. She is
The kiss either.
any of this. Yeah,
No.
absolutely none of this. Is she consenting? Bigelow finally sees this and he's pissed. He rolls to the floor and he attacks Booger, and that leads to a count-out victory for the Smoking Guns. So the finish here is hilarious.
Hashtag me too.
Well, you're not wrong. I thought it was absolutely hilarious that Luna's rubbing Booger, and then Booger looks at her and he's like rubbing his belly. And he just automatically thinks that means that Luna wants to have sex with him, or like she's attracted to him. And then Luna, who mind you is a freak, of course, is like, whoa, no. That's not what's going on here, Booger. I'm not that much of a freak. Like, this ain't going down. The action, I mean, wasn't great. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it seems like the main purpose here was to break up Booger and Bigelow, even though they're not really a tag team or anything.
It's with this
I don't know.
episode, it's been one hit after the other.
Yeah.
And this just kept rolling the punches. I mean, it's 4 guys that feel like they've had all the wind taken out of their sails. So let's just all throw them together and have a tag team match here. So for me, it was hard to pay attention to this one. I'll be honest with you.
For sure.
I do have notes. They're not nearly as extensive as they might be usually with a tag team match with 4 guys. The Bam Bam Booger thing, it's like the only thing I took away from that was great. Now Bam Bam just got himself freed from this bullshit doink stuff. Finally, maybe he's on to bigger and better things. And now we get this Bastion Booger shit. So I don't know. His 1994 isn't looking very sun-filled. It's looking like doom and gloom again this year. So I don't know.
Yeah, you look at his 93. That's his. I mean, he debuted in late 92, but his full 93, right? He starts off with feuds with like Bossman and Brett. And now in 94, he's feuding with Booger and Doink.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just abysmal. Just awful.
Yeah, and I think the Luna stuff definitely doesn't age well. If I'm the booker, I'm putting Luna with Bastion Booger. Fuck it.
Make it just like a freak show at that point.
Exactly. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Because first of all, Bam Bam doesn't really need Luna.
No.
So
Well, he didn't have Luna to begin with.
right.
Yeah.
So give Luna to Booger and maybe make something out of nothing and just go all the way with it. And like Bob said, make it a fucking freak show. There you go.
Yeah. What's the worst that could happen? It doesn't work out. Oh, God forbid.
Exactly. Right. Exactly.
Okay. I'm already laughing just because of the sentence I'm about to say. We go to the Royal Rumble report with Todd Bettingill, and he says that his resolution is that he wants the hump.
I noted it too.
In reference to, of course, Bastion Booger's hump on his back. But Todd Bettingill saying that?
If you didn't have context and you sent that to like, I don't know, you sent it out as like a short clip on Twitter, that'd be hilarious.
I'm Todd Bettingill, and boy, my New Year's resolution is I want a hump. What? What are you talking about?
Yeah. Yes. Very, very funny here.
Just
it
awful.
looked like we also had some fancy graphics. So
Some better graphics.
yeah, maybe they're stepping it up for 1994. We'll see. We'll see.
Who knows? Todd goes over the rules for the Royal Rumble match as he does every fucking week. Of course, we all
Ref of the Royal Rumble at this point, if you're watching.
Yeah. He goes over everybody involved, and I think there's some added names. So I'll run down through the 27 names that are currently promoted for the show. It's Bret Hart, Crush, Kamala, Owen Hart, Doink, Mabel, Scott Steiner, Shawn Michaels, Diesel, Adam Bomb, Bam Bam Bigelow, Randy Savage, 1-2-3 Kid, Fatu, Samu, Still Wrong, Rick Steiner, Bob Backlund, Greg Valentine, Billy and Bart Gunn, Rick Martel, Bash Booger, Marty Jannetty, Mo, Jeff Jarrett, Ludwig Borga, and Tatanka. So there are still 3 slots open, and Pengill notes that one of them could be Lex Luger because Jack Tunney's making his decision later this weekend as to whether or not Luger can be in the match or not. And I said still wrong for Fatu and Samu because, as we mentioned last week, they incorrectly named each picture for the guys. So the WWF doesn't even know which one is which.
No.
So that's just terrific news.
Yeah, they get switched photos here.
Yeah.
Bob, assuming that Luger is going to be announced,
yeah,
who do you think the other 2 entrants are going to be? Either surprises or just jabronis that they don't even want to name?
That's a great question. I would in my heart, I would go, it has to be surprises.
Because I'm thinking one of them's Virgil.
Oh, Virgil, you think?
I'm thinking one of them's Virgil. But I don't know who the other one's going to be.
Interesting. Well, if I'm a fan in this era, you know what's going on. We'll just assume Luger's in. So it's really, you got two slots open.
Right.
If I'm a WWF fan, considering everything that's happened in WCW, I'm thinking the other two are going to be Sid and Bulldog.
Oh.
Or at least one of them. Probably Bulldog before Sid, because Sid, almost murdered Arn Anderson in a hotel room. So you probably won't want to bring him back so quickly. But like Bulldog, I could see Bulldog getting in there.
Only if Sid comes out with a pair of scissors.
Or a squeegee.
Oh.
It's got to be one of the two.
Holy shit. That's the two entrants. It's Sid, a squeegee, and some scissors.
Yeah.
That's the final three.
But realistically, knowing the WWF, you might be right with Virgil. I could see Virgil getting in there.
I feel like he's going to be one of them.
Yeah. Or like Jim Neidhart. I think Jim Neidhart could come back.
Oh, that would be cool.
Being in the Rumble,
You know what I said like fucking 4 weeks ago?
4 weeks ago, yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I think it's a stronger group of guys compared to last year.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. Because even as Todd was running through the list here, and sorry about me slapping my mic there a minute ago, I was just getting so excited for the Royal Rumble.
Of course.
But no, this list here, as he was going through, I was like, holy shit. I mean, a lot of these guys either have been heavily featured or are kind of decent names. I mean, even though, we get guys like Kamala, technically he's still a WWF name. He was big at one point.
Well, yeah, but even kind of just looking at it right now, there's a bunch of guys that weren't in it last year. Like Brett wasn't in it, obviously. He was champion.
Yep.
Crush wasn't in it because he was taken out by Doink.
Right.
I don't think the Steiners were in it. Or were they? I don't think they were.
No. Owen
Sean
was in it because he got thrown his ass.
Yeah, he was. Sean wasn't in it. Diesel wasn't even there, so he wasn't in it.
Right.
Bigelow wasn't in it. Adam Bomb wasn't in it.
Kid
was not in it.
Valentine
wasn't in it. Jannetty wasn't in it. Jarrett wasn't in it. Borgo wasn't in it.
Billy and Bart,
right? And you tie it in, Bob Backlund last year, he tricked me for 2 weeks thinking that he should have been in the fucking main event of WrestleMania 9 after his performance. He's back.
Yeah.
He's doing it. Rick Martel has been in the Rumble for a long period of time as well.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of years ago. So Borga, yeah. And the thing is that there's a lot of possibilities here. Like I don't think it's 93. You knew Yokozuna is going to win.
Oh, absolutely.
Like you just know it's going to happen.
Absolutely.
But here it's like, well, could Brett not win? Brett's the top guy. He's got to go. Like Luger's not even in it yet. We don't even know if he's going to be in it.
All right.
There's some questions.
Hypothetically.
Yeah.
I'm thinking let's say Luger's not in it.
Mhm.
Because if Luger's in it, I'm assuming he's winning. If Luger's not in it,
Right.
who do you think my pick is?
If Luger's not in it,
If Luger's not in it,
who would your pick be? Like a legitimate pick?
yeah,
Or like you would want, like you're just gonna pick him?
no, like a legit pick,
Well, Brett would be too obvious.
right?
Diesel.
I'm saying Savage.
You're gonna have no. I don't think Savage.
He made it to the last two last year.
Yeah, but then he tried to pin him.
Well, he's learned.
No. For
Diesel
me,
would be cool.
if Lex Luger's not in it, and I've been saying this for 53 episodes, Scott Steiner would win the Royal Rumble. I am giving Scott Steiner all the championships. Scott Steiner would beat Alundra Blaze the night after WrestleMania 10. He would be the women's champion. I don't give a flying fuck of nothing. I would have Scott Steiner go to every single independent wrestling company that is running shows in the Northeast and tell the promoters, I will give you $1,000 to have Scott Steiner beat your champion and have all the belts. And that way by SummerSlam 94, he could come out and literally have hundreds of championship belts. He could be like, I'm a champion of the fucking world. I would go to WCW and tell them, hey guys, I'll give you $5 million for Scott Steiner to beat Vader clean in the ring in 30 seconds and then have your belt on my television so I can say he beat Vader in 30 seconds and he's literally the champion of everything and go from there. I mean, that's the only suitable direction for Scott Steiner. Scott Steiner in this era should be world champion. It is not even up for debate for me. He's at okay. I mean, come on. This is just ridiculous. This is just ridiculous. The fact that he's in a tag team with his brother Rick, and nothing against Rick. Rick's pretty good. He's fine. But Scotty Steiner is everything he's a loose cannon. He makes no sense on the microphone. He's like Ultimate Warrior. Fabulous.
Yeah.
He delivers moves that are incredibly dangerous. He doesn't even care. He doesn't care if he could kill a guy as long as he gets a 3 count. For Christ's sakes, you fast forward 7 years. Sid Vicious breaks his leg in half. Scott Steiner kicks him in the head 4 times and then pins him. That's the type of lunatic I want as my champion. That's the type of lunatic I need as my champion. And it would start right here at the Royal Rumble.
You've convinced me, I think.
I mean, fucking A. Go right to WrestleMania 10, Yokozuna. It's a big match feel, right?
Steiner screwdriver.
Fucking A, man. Let's do it. I don't care. No, you know what you do? This is the visual I'm just picturing, right? It's WrestleMania 10. Yokozuna's doing his whole little sumo dance. Yeah, he's getting all ready, right? Throw salt. He's looking at Scott Steiner, and Scott Steiner, not even blinking, not looking, just looks at him and goes, "Fuck you, Yoko," and he just storms after him. Yoko gets nothing. He gets nothing.
Just brutalizes him.
Kill him with the Frankensteiner.
Belly to belly.
Belly to belly off the middle rope. I don't give a shit. I don't care.
Holy shit.
1, 2, 3, Scotty Steiner's champion. Let's go.
You'd have to leave the belt on him for a couple of years if he did that.
No, dude, he'd be my champion leading into TNA coming into existence. He'd be my champion for 8 years. I don't care. He's beating everybody. The person that he would lose to is Brock Lesnar in 2002. I don't care. That's what I'm doing.
This is a 10-year reign.
Yeah, he'll lose it at WrestleMania 20 to Brock Lesnar. And then Brock Lesnar will be my champion for 10 years.
Oh my god.
I don't care.
So funny.
I need to drink a fruit punch after that. He needs all the belts. And the longer we go with him not having all the belts, the more I'm going to be upset about it.
That is true. That is true. I think Scott unfairly gets, well, maybe Scott and Rick, they unfairly get looked over because they are a tag team package. Now, if they were just singles wrestlers and not even brothers, I think they'd both be way higher up the card. Scott Steiner specifically because he's the more athletic one.
Well, the thing is, when they left when they left WCW in '92, Rick was hurt, and they were going to push Scott because they had him beat Ricky Steamboat for the TV title. He was going heel. It seemed like they were going to go for it. Like, I think if the Steiner brothers would have stuck around in '93 for WCW, Scotty Steiner easily U.S. champ at some point. Probably headlining shows with Rude or Sting or whatever.
That would have been awesome.
Oh, it was so good. So good. But they got suckered into Vince saying, hey, man, you can make more money here. And then they don't. And then they waste a year of their lives. But, you know, at this time, too, though, they were very vocal about wanting to be a tag team.
Yeah, like a package deal, take it or leave it kind of thing.
And I think a lot of that has to do with Scott looking out for his brother, because I think Scott knows, like, oh, I could be something, but, you know, that means Rick probably wouldn't get as much, you know.
Right.
All right. Scotty Steiner, I'm telling you, champion. All the belts. Todd also goes over the remaining matches on the show. It's WWF World Champion Yokozuna defending against Scott Steiner. I mean, The Undertaker in a casket match. The WWF Tag Team Champions Quebecers defending against Scott and Brett and Owen Hart. WWF Intercontinental Champion Razor Ramon defending against Scott IRS. And an added match here. It is Tatanka taking on Ludwig Borga in a singles match.
Scott Steiner, special guest referee.
Yeah, he's the special enforcer. And then Todd proceeds to steal Jeff Jarrett's gimmick by spelling his name, which was kind of funny. T-O-double-D.
It works.
P-E-double-T-E. Pettingill. N-G-I-double-L. Todd Pettingill.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I have to say, though, after this Royal Rumble report, it seems to be shaping up to be a pretty good fucking show.
Undercard is loaded.
Yeah.
Like, way better than 93.
Way better than 93.
Yeah. And the Rumble match itself is like, I'm excited for this show.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Me too.
All right. And then we get a video package here next week. It's uncut, it's uncensored, and it's uncooked. It's the 1-year anniversary for Monday Night Raw. They don't tell us anything else. So there's no matches being announced or anything. It's just the 1-year anniversary, and they're going back to the old slogan that they used 10 months ago.
Right. And then they say, WWF revolutionized live television and all this crap. And it's a voiceover. Did you hear who the voiceover was being done by?
No.
Lord Alfred Hayes.
Was it?
Hayes, yes. Which was weird.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, Lord Alfred Hayes doing the voice over there. But yeah, they don't really tell us much. Although I am excited to kind of see what they might have up their sleeve, especially because in 93 we got a couple of big surprises on a few scattered episodes of Raw. A lot of unpredictability. So I'm hoping that either we might see a return or a debut or something maybe that we're not quite expecting.
Yeah, because when you say uncut, uncensored, and uncooked, something's got to happen.
Something's got to happen
to make it memorable like that. Yeah. So maybe Sid Vicious will show up. I have the scissors. Who's got the paper? Right. Too soon. I don't know. Okay. We go to our third match of the evening. It's Jeff Jarrett taking on John Crystal. Early on, Crystal almost upsets Jarrett with an inside cradle. Jarrett then decks Crystal with a clothesline to gain control of the match. Jarrett hits a nice-looking dropkick, but then Crystal almost wins with a sunset flipped, but isn't choked out by Jarrett. And Jarrett's like yelling out to Lex Luger, "Say this could be you, Luger." Like, whatever. Maybe that's the next angle for Luger's fucking Jeff Jarrett. I don't know. Crystal again nearly wins with a power slam, But then Jarrett spikes Crystal with a jumping DDT for the win. Similar to Luger's squash match last week, Jarrett kind of got worked over a little bit here. He almost lost 3 times in this match. I understand they want to make this stuff, more competitive, but Jarrett's brand new. In order for people to buy into him, he's got to be able to beat John Crystal relatively easy, I would think.
Well, and the whole thing too is this isn't Scott Taylor. This isn't one of the guys that we've seen fucking 10,000 times at this point. It's some fucking Obi-Wan jabroni coming in that we've never seen, right? Yeah. So what the fuck? And I would be remiss if I did not talk about the biggest elephant in the room for this match. Double J's outfit. Double J came down in what I can only explain as a Prince outfit. It's literally all purple sequins. It was like, how am I supposed to take this guy seriously?
You're just a hater.
The outfit was worse than the white outfit that he first showed up in. And that's
I don't know. Did you watch the 2019 Royal Rumble?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because Double J appeared on that one. And let me tell you, he had like the same outfit that he wore in his debut. And it does not age well at all.
It looked like old dirty cloths.
Dude, I think he took it all out of his storage. Even the hat was dirty.
Yeah, it looked like fucking shit.
Yeah, he really did. He definitely took it out of storage.
Yeah. That was sitting at the WWE warehouse somewhere in the back with fucking a pile of dust on it. Yeah. Thinking, we'll never need this again.
I think he's actually wrestling again. Like, yeah, I think he's having an angle with Elias now or something.
Really?
I guess he was on Raw and he brawled with him or something. So I don't know.
I thought Jarrett was like retired and didn't wrestle.
That's what I thought. But his body was looking pretty bad at the Rumble. I'm being honest. I mean, it looks
like an old man.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just losing it.
Well, either way here, I would say this match was a little bit more interesting than his debut. Again,
it was certainly better.
It was better, but like Bob said, he was getting too close to being pinned. I got the story of it to where maybe Jeff is like a little bit overzealous and the guy keeps catching him slipping. But still, Jarrett is still brand new. He should have no problem with a guy like fucking John Crystal. Should it be DDT and fucking done. So Jeff was a little bit more aggressive in this one, which was nice. He was laying in some decent strikes, hit a nice clothesline. Like Bob said, he was calling out a lot of the major faces. Perfect, Brett. He said a couple of different ones. Yeah. So I thought that was okay. And for the finish, the crowd definitely was not into it. And, Jeff's kind of yelling to the crowd like, oh, who's the man? All this stuff. And the camera cuts to the front row and you can visually see one guy being like, no way, this guy blows. Like you can see him say it. And it's fucking hilarious. Because Jeff thinks he's the best fucking thing of all time. Yeah. In this guy, you literally see him say it. Like, no way this guy blows. It's fucking hilarious.
That's good.
So I think they've already kind of made up their minds with that. But yeah, nothing major here for Jarrett.
Yeah, we go to the footage from last week focusing on the match between Polo and Jannetty. Polo was able to win the match with help from Pierre. That brings out Marty Jannetty 1, 2, 3 kid. They make their way down to the commentary table to confront Polo. Jannetty tells Polo not to run his mouth and tells Polo to not claim that he beat him. Jannetty wants Polo to put a tag match between the Quebecers and the team of Jannetty and Kid together. Kid chimes in and says that Polo needs to put up or shut up next week. And then Jannetty grabs Polo by his shirt and wants the match. Polo agrees. But then they want a title match. And Polo's like, no, I can't do that. No, I can't. So they taunt Polo, saying he's a coward, he's afraid, blah, blah, blah. And that leads to Polo saying, you know what? You want a title match, you got it. You'll be a warm-up for the Hearts at the Royal Rumble. So next week, it is going to be the Quebecers defending the tag titles against Jannetty and 123 Kid because Jannetty and Kid are bullies and they get what they want.
I love the idea of Kid and Marty.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Perfect
fit.
Perfect fit. A couple of notes. The fact that Marty comes out in his street clothes.
Kid's in full gear.
Kid is in full gear. Fuck. Like, it just, come on. Do at least wear jeans and like a raw shirt.
Yeah.
Come on. No need for the full gear. I feel like that kind of killed the legitimacy of it a little bit. Like, hey, we're legit pissed. We're going out there and like saying something. I didn't like that. I also don't like that Kid is still like, oh, Mr. Polo, can we have a match, please?
Yeah, that's driving me nuts.
Like, come on. Especially at this point, like, him and Marty have been tagging a little bit, and Marty's a lippy son of a bitch. So there's no way Marty hasn't rubbed off on Kid a little bit for Kid to be a little disrespectful. Like, if it were me, I would have had 123 Kid grab Johnny Polo.
Get some edge to him.
Yeah, and be like, listen, dude, give us the fucking match. Because, like, you got to think Marty's maybe corrupting him a little bit to be a little bit more, like you said, hard-edged. Because Marty, Marty has an attitude.
Right.
He's shown it, especially when he's on the mic. He's no stranger to that. Let fucking 123 Kid get a little bit of that, because we know Sean Waltman is like that.
Right.
We just might not know it yet, but we know it's in there.
Yeah,
So
he certainly develops it over time.
Yeah, so it just frustrates me that they're not letting him become more real. Like, he still feels made up. Mr. Polo. Like, come on.
Especially to a guy like Johnny Polo.
Yeah, well, even Shawn Michaels. Oh, Mr. Michaels. Like, no.
Yeah, but that part I can believe because Michaels is a veteran. He's a talented guy. Polo is just an annoying manager.
Well, I mean, yeah,
he's on the same level as Kid, and Kid's above
maybe
Polo.
Above. Yeah.
Kid is above Polo. But I can see it saying that, oh, Mr. Michaels or Mr. Ramon or whatever, because those guys are above him. So he's being like clean cut, polite babyface or whatever. Polo.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Those were my only notes that I really had for this one.
Again, Spectrum crashed out on me, so it's probably because I didn't like the execution for Jannetty and Kid coming out. So I apologize for that.
Well, that's okay, because you were starting to get a little bit skippy there for a minute, and I was like,
that's the sign.
That's the sign
that I'm going out.
Yeah, that was the sign. So
yeah, I noticed that when I edited the other episode where that happened to me.
Yeah,
but don't worry, listeners. I will edit out the part where I was dead, and then we'll just continue on from there.
So going back to Kid and Jannetty, those were the only two main things that kind of bumped me out. He came out in full gear and was still a little bit too respectful.
Yeah, I'm not digging the respectful nature of it. He's got to be a little bit more edgy.
I agree.
That would work for me. What doesn't work for Razor Ramon is people who smoke cigarettes, and he lets us know that if you smoke cigarettes, you're a loser. Mind you, this isn't the first time that a WWF wrestler has said this. Brian Knobbs, I believe like last March or so, March of '93, they showed them going to a less fortunate area or whatever, and he was like, if you smoke cigarettes, you're a loser. And so Razor Ramon is stealing that line from Brian Knobbs.
And kids are probably like, hey, he's talking about my dad, asshole.
Yeah, like my mom smokes.
Fuck.
Yeah, Mom, you're a loser.
Razor Ramon told me.
Yeah, Razor Ramon got turned heel real quick in a lot of households
Yeah.
for that one.
Right.
We get a Rage in the Cage video game ad for Sega CD.
Yeah. We get no gameplay footage. It's just a static graphic.
Yeah. We go then to our main event is Shawn Michaels taking on Brian Walsh. Quebecer Jacques, though, he calls in to chat with Vince and Polo regarding the newly announced tag title match for next week. Jacques actually says it's okay and that they are defending the titles for next week. He says that it will be a warm-up for the Royal Rumble against Brett and Owen. I was actually expecting him to be like, what? We are?
Yeah.
So that kind of diminishes a little bit, but they're clearly taking them lightly, Kid and Jenny. So that should be interesting to see how that plays out next week. Walsh monkey flips Michaels and he gets a few pin attempts. Walsh catapults Michaels into the corner and he almost wins with a backslide. Michaels plants Walsh with a power slam. Michaels then lifts Walsh up and hits a vertical suplex, but he pulls Walsh up at 2.
Yeah, so really quick for that stalling suplex, when Sean's lifting him up, the way he's pulling his tights, we did get a little sneak peek of some side pube.
Really?
From old Walsh. Oh yeah. We saw under the tights a little bit, which was a little too much for me.
Well, nice to know where you're looking.
Oh yeah, we almost saw a nut pop out for the first episode of 94.
Man, that would have been rough.
Yeah.
Walsh counters a knee strike with a roll up and a drop kick. Michaels avoids a drop kick and hits an elbow drop. Michaels then delivers a super kick and then finishes Walsh off with a pile driver for the win. So Michaels is still not using the super kick as a finisher, still relying on a pile driver now, not the side suplex anymore either. Similar to the Jarrett match, I felt like the enhancement guy got way too much offense, especially on Shawn Michaels. Like Jarrett, I can believe it to an extent because they're trying to make it seem like Jarrett's not a wrestler. He's a guy, whatever. But Shawn Michaels should not be having this hard of a time with Brian Walsh, of all people.
Especially because the guy looked like he weighed about 110 pounds.
Yeah, he's not a big guy or anything.
Right. So for this match, it was kind of your run-of-the-mill enhancement match, I would say. I did like the little touch, though, if you noticed, as I go on here, that Shawn threw the guy to the outside, and Diesel makes sure he gets like right back in. So he pushes him right back in. Shawn again throws the guy to the outside. Diesel again throws him back in. So it's like a little game of ping pong with the guy.
Yeah.
Also, Diesel, so Shawn hits the super kick and looks over to Diesel and is like, oh, should I pin him? And Diesel calls for the pile driver. So Shawn's like, all right, I'll hit that instead. So he hits the pile driver and picks up the win. So I like that Diesel and Shawn are kind of playing with the guy. And once Diesel kind of sees the pin or whatever, he gets in the ring. Him and Shawn celebrate. And Diesel was definitely showing more personality in the ring and seems to slowly get more comfortable maybe in the character, which I liked. I liked that there's like camaraderie between the two. Even though they haven't been seen together in a while, they've kind of picked up right back where they left off. And again, seeing a little bit more of Diesel's personality was a plus for me, if nothing else out of this match.
Well, I heard a little bit of that because you were freezing up on me, so I'm getting very scared that I'm going to be crashing again. But I agree with you about Diesel and adding some personality in the tossing of Walsh around. Because I don't even think I noted that.
Yeah. So they kind of played back and forth, kind of tossing him in and out. And I don't know if it caught it, but I'll just repeat it again quickly. I liked that Diesel's the one who called for the pile driver, not Shawn. Shawn looked over to Diesel and was like, should I pin him? Diesel's like, no. Pile driver. And it was like, okay. So I like that.
Because before he would just stand there. He wouldn't even do nothing.
Right.
So yeah, you're right. That he's adding stuff to himself.
Exactly.
So next week, the Quebecers defend the tag titles against 1-2-3 Kid and Jannetty. And we also will get maybe a dream match of the century. It's Bam Bam Bigelow against Bastion Booger next week, the 1-year anniversary of Monday Night Raw. We go to commentary where Johnny Polo tells us he's confident the Quebecers will win the match next week, and the Hearts will be a stepping stone for them at Royal Rumble. And that wraps up the first Raw of 1994. So what did you think of the first Raw, Austin, as we kick off our second season of IcoPod?
Well, I'll tell you what. Like I said earlier, I like the team of Kid and Marty. I really hope they win the friggin' belts next week.
So you would rather see a Genetti Kid versus Hart's match then?
No, I think they're still going to face the Quebecers, but I'd rather Marty and Kid had the belts.
Okay.
But we'll see. We'll see where that goes. I thought the action this week was kind of stale. We didn't really see anything new. It's a lot more bad than good, I think, this episode, which was kind of disappointing. But I'm holding out hope, and I don't think this is going to be a reflection of what 1994 is. I think this is still some carryover of 1993. So,
yeah, for sure it's a carryover because this is, first off, it's recorded in 93.
Right.
Taped up. So next week's episode is live. So it's going to be the first, this is 94 material.
Right.
That we'll be seeing. But yeah, this week's is lackluster. Not a whole lot of anything enjoyable to sit through. I'm definitely invested in and interested in next week's episode for just the tag title match alone.
Yeah.
I think those two styles will work out very, very well.
I agree.
I have no interest in Booker and Bigelow, but hey, yeah, I take the good with the bad. So.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, I'm still pumped up. I mean, I'm really excited for the 1994 Royal Rumble, which is what, 4 episodes away because we are doing a special one here. So the next time that Austin and I sit down, we'll be doing the January 10th 94 Raw, which is of course next week. And then the January 17th episode, we'll still be doing Raw, but the first one we'll be doing is a live watch of the Madison Square Garden show. So we'll have copies of that and we'll chit chat as that show progresses along. It's about, I think, 2 hours and 44 minutes or so, roughly.
Nope, you froze up on me there, Bob.
Okay, good. You're still there. You were frozen. So I got scared again that if my internet crashed on me.
We're fighting through. We're fighting through
here. It's negative 20 here, so it's probably why my internet is acting funky today. But yeah, so that will be the idea, is that we'll just, hey, we're going to a house show. We'll see how it goes. If you guys like that type of material, we'll maybe incorporate more moving forward, but we're just trying something new. But don't be scared with that. We'll then watch the January 17th Raw in the next recording after that. And then that will lead us to the 1994 Royal Rumble. So those are the next 4 shows. 2 of them are pretty big. I mean, a house show and the actual pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Along with 2 Raws. So it looks like January is going to be heating up real quick after this little bummer of a show. So I'm certainly looking forward to I'm really looking forward to watching the Madison Square Garden show.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting because, again, I think I've noted on here before, but I've maybe seen some ECW fan cam stuff, never WWF for sure. So that'll be interesting to kind of get a taste of. And I think, again, it'll break things up kind of nicely for the regular scheduled programming because technically it's not going to be a bonus episode, but it's still a live watch. So there'll be no like prep or notes. We're just going to kind of watch along as we go. So that'll be interesting. And then, like Bob said, really Royal Rumble's around the corner. Definitely probably the most excited I've been for a show since WrestleMania last year. So that's huge as well. Looking forward to it. Not only the Rumble, but the undercard, as we spoke about a little bit earlier, seems to be really, really strong. So I hope that does deliver. And we'll see where we go. I think 94 is starting off with a bang.
For sure. And we hope that you guys enjoy it here as we continue on with season 2. We got picked up, man. We're almost into syndication. We got to get about 20 more episodes and we'll be on forever. Get that money forever, brother. I can't wait.
That's right. That Olive Garden money.
Yeah, buddy. That money. Virgil, 1994 Royal Rumble winner. I'm telling you,
that's right, baby. That's right.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys the next couple of weeks. For Austin Skinner, I'm Bob Collins Jr., and this has been IcoPod.
Season 2, you gotta hear it.
I said chill, up and down their spine, just hot. I make them shiver. Their knees get weak. Whenever I'm around, they see me walk. They hear me talk. I make them feel like they're on cloud nine. Just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. It's your heart-eyed girls. Hands off the merchandise. I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. I've got the looks that drives a girl wild. I've got the moves that really move them. I said chill up and down their spine. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I make them hot. I make them shiver. Their knees get weak. Whenever I'm around, they see me walk. They hear me talk. I make them feel like they're on cloud nine. Just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. It's your heart-eyed girls. Hands off the merchandise.